Hey guys, so this week I kind of want to talk about something that's been bothering me for quite some time, and that's this whole Caitlyn Jenner thing. I've seen a lot of people, including my family, post that meme with the soldiers that says "This is courage," and underneath it has Caitlyn Jenner. It says "This is not." Let me ask you guys a question: if transitioning isn't courageous, then why is it so hard to transition? Why is it so hard to live your life as yourself in a society where if it's different, it's automatically bad? If it doesn't take courage to transition, then why is everybody giving everybody else a hard time about the people who are actually dealing with it go through hell? If it doesn't take courage, then men, strap on a dress and walk down the street, because that takes courage. Women, wear boxers and, guy clothes. Walk down the street. Walk into the bathroom of the opposite gender that your body says that you are, even if it's not correct. We deal with so much because the society is such a disgusting place. And everybody is so focused on the people who wear a uniform for our country. And I'm not saying that what they do isn't courageous, because it most definitely is. I tried to do it, got injured, couldn't do it. But that's irrelevant. What is relevant is the fact that everybody thinks if you're not doing a soldier's job, it's not courageous. Everything is courageous. To live your life as yourself is courageous. There are more wars going on in the world than the one that happens overseas, and the one involving the people wearing uniforms. There's so many wars happening right here in America. There's a war on poverty. There's a war on homelessness. There is, the war on transitioning, and the war on gender identity and gender norms, and, mental health and obesity, and there are just so many wars that people aren't giving the correct amount of attention to. When it comes to my war, when it comes to transitioning, it is most definitely a courageous thing. It takes courage to be different in this society, it takes courage to be who you actually are. Every time I walk into a men's bathroom, I have to have the courage to push that door open. And I don't know what's going to happen. Somebody can try and fight me because they think that I'm in the wrong bathroom. Or, when I sit down to use the bathroom, I worry, oh my God, I wonder if somebody's going to notice that my feet are facing outward as opposed to inward. Or I wonder if they're going to notice that my pants are pulled all the way down. Or I wonder if they're going to notice that there's a small bulge underneath my shirt because I still have a chest that I try to hide every single friggin' day of my goddamn life. So don't sit here and tell me that what I do is not courageous when it is so hard to do what I'm doing because society can't accept it. To anybody watching this video, if you do something that society makes difficult, you have courage. You have more courage than the people who talk down on you do. It doesn't take courage to run your mouth about somebody. It takes courage to defend somebody in something that the world thinks is so wrong and so disgusting. But in all reality, what's so disgusting is how close-minded people can be and how ignorant and arrogant that they are. It's asinine. It's completely and totally asinine. Everybody thinks that they know everything. So if you think that what I'm doing isn't courageous, do it for a day. Do it for an hour. Do it for a half hour. Try it. If you can't do it, then you don't have the courage to do it. You don't have the courage to slap on a dress and walk down the street and not care what people think about you. Do you? Probably not. But we do. We do it every single day. That is what our lives consist of. Our lives revolve around being courageous enough to be who we are, being courageous enough to get a shot in the thigh from an 1.5-inch long needle every single week, being courageous enough to go under the knife to get your chest removed, or to go under the knife to get a chest added. It's all courageous. People have the wrong definition of courage. The definition of courage is to do something that's hard. And this is very hard. This is the hardest thing that I've ever done, and people don't, people sit here and they say, oh, I'm proud of you, what you're doing is not easy, but at the same time turn around and say it's not courageous. If I'm doing something that is not easy, then I think it's pretty safe to say that I have the flippin' courage to do it. If you disagree with me, then you disagree with me, and for that I pity you, because you're so close-minded that you can't see how hard this really is. And if that's the case, get off my social media. I'm proud of what I'm doing, because it takes courage. It takes more courage than I thought that I had in me, and for that I will forever be proud. And I will never be ashamed of this journey. People are dying because they're transitioning. People are killing themselves, and people are getting murdered because we're different. Society looks at everything in such a negative light these days that it's disgusting. So long story short, everything is courageous. Don't knock somebody down just because they're doing something different than you.